What is going on, guys? Before we get started, make sure and click that subscribe button. And if you like the video, click the like button. I appreciate you stopping by to check out this guitar. This is the real deal. This is a Washburn N4 1996 Nuno Bettencourt signature model. It's got one modification to it. As you can see, someone added a tone knob, and they put the tone where the volume normally is, and they put a new volume knob up closer to where the bridge pickup is. And I've been contemplating whether I'm going to leave it this way or if I'm going to put a kill switch where that volume knob is and move the volume back to where it's supposed to be. Right now, I kind of dig it, so I'm going to leave it where it's at. You know, that's the bad thing about when you add a pot to a guitar. There's really no going back after that unless you're putting something else in there like a kill switch or something like that. So I think it actually looks really good on the guitar. It sounds great. Somebody did an amazing job installing that. And even though you've got the tone turned all the way up, it still affects the overall tone of that Bill Lawrence. If I was to disconnect that tone knob, it would sound totally different than the tone knob connected and cranked all the way up. It still affects the tone. That's why a lot of my guitars, the tone knobs are just disconnected. But it actually sounds really good on this guitar because, as everyone knows who plays a Bill Lawrence or plays an N4 like myself, these Bill Lawrence pickups are notorious for being very harsh. And so that adds a little bit of body to it. Takes a little bit of the harshness off of it. So what am I doing with a 96 model N4? You know, I deal with Davies N4s, and I deal with some of the newer ones a lot. And this guitar in particular is one I've been looking for. I've been looking for a late 90s model, and I'm going to go into why. This guitar was the Grover Jackson era of Washburn. And it is, you know, if you take this guitar and you put it in a case that a Davies goes in or a newer N4 goes in, it's going to fit exactly the same. The dimensions on the guitar are very similar. It's just, you know, how were they building the guitar at the time? So these guitars are very, very stout. They're very military issue. To me, the Grover Jackson Washburn N4s feel like they are just a better made guitar. A Davies is kind of like owning a Jaguar. It can be kind of high maintenance sometimes. I think the wood quality on these are very similar to the 91s. They have a similar weight to them and a similar wood grain to them, and they feel a lot like you're playing an early one. But the big difference is, let's flip her around right here, is the neck. These things have a very Grover Jackson type neck. They're very rounded off, and to me, they are very, very playable, and they are the most playable and comfortable N4 neck to me personally, because I grew up on a Charvel. It's very similar. As you can see, this one's got a little bit of buckle rash on the back of it. This guitar was gigged and it was played and it is worn in, and it is your typical N4 that's, you know, played some gigs. As you can see, it's got the smaller tremolo cover, and it's got different cavity covers than you would normally see on a Davies or the newer style. So they ran this neck around that period, and then early 2000s, they switched to that flat back neck. I think I actually had a 2004 or a 2007 that had that flat back neck, and it was more like an ESP neck. It was very D-shaped. It was very thick around the edges here, and then it was kind of a fat, thick neck, but it had a flat back to it. So in the middle of it, it felt like it was thinner, and on the sides, it felt like it was chunkier. And that's probably the oddest neck that they've ever ran. You can see this one's got the Made in the USA, and it's got the serial number there, Washburn tuners. One odd thing about this one is it just has the Washburn logo on the headstock. It doesn't say Nuno Bettencourt signature. And a lot of people removed that back in the day because they didn't want a guitar. They loved the guitar, but they just didn't want a guitar that said Nuno on the headstock of it. They just wanted it to be their guitar, if you know what I mean. So got some wear right there on the front of it there. And if you play one of these things, it's kind of cool how the wood wears away on it. You can always tell if somebody was a heavy picker by how much wood is missing off an N4. This one already has the clip locks on it like I normally play, so I'm just going to leave those on there. It has the Washburn branded Schaller tremolo, which is great. One weird thing about this era of the guitar is you can't really pull the tremolo too far back on it. It's like the tremolo sits on the body. But the awesome thing is this guitar is, made so precise and so perfect that tremolo, for it to be flat, almost sits, perfect in there where it can't go back anymore. So it's almost like you got a tremolo stopper or something in there, even though you don't. It's pretty awesome. Even where the body meets the shark fin, look how close that is. I mean, these things were just so tight and so well made, and you can feel it when you play one too. They just feel like they're, very, very stout and very, very, very well made. I think all N4s are pretty well made, but these just really stand out to me when it comes to it feeling like an amazing, well-built machine. The late 90s are the ones that I dig. And, I like different ones for different reasons. But if I had to play one every night, I really like these because I think they're more reliable. They feel like they're going to hold up better. The necks don't move on them. They've got a good weight to them. And they're just really great wood too. I've had a couple of my buddies who are N4 players and collectors hit me up about the wood grain on this one, how it's got a real good pattern on it, and it's a real good quality of wood. I don't know if this one's a one piece or let me check here. Let's see here. No, it's a two piece. Most all N4s are two pieces. I don't know. Let's see. It's probably a two piece. Looks like it's a two piece right there. So yeah, man, that's why I really, really love these late 90s models. I had a red, I think it was like almost a sunburst one a year or two ago, and I wish I would have kept that guitar. And it was a late 90s, and it was built very similar to this one. You can see how they don't have the little skateboard ramp, how it's flat right there, and it really makes no difference to me what that looks like. I just want a guitar that feels like it's going to hold up and, has a great tone. And that's one of the reasons I like these. So anyway, had somebody ask me last week why I shoot my videos like this instead of like this. It's because the guitar is shaped like this, and I do guitar videos, if you haven't figured that out by now. So, yeah, I mean, that's what this channel is. It's just guitar videos. I don't take this YouTube thing too seriously. I had somebody point out that I've been on here 14 years and only have 300 subscribers. I've only been making guitar videos for 2 years. I've got 50 videos and 300 subscribers. That's not too bad. It could be worse. I could have, 600 videos and only a couple thousand subscribers. So I think I'm doing pretty good. So anyway, back to the guitar. Sexy N4. I love it. This one does have some fret wear on it, but it doesn't affect the playability at all at this point, so I'm going to leave it alone. And normally I would take this to my buddy Jake and have him, set it up and everything, but literally I put strings on this thing and I cleaned the frets and cleaned out this pot down here. It was a little scratchy. that's all I had to do. This guitar, pretty like I said, they're pretty stout. They hold up, and this guitar has not been played in probably 10 years. It had a lot of buildup on these frets, and it's the type of buildup that was starting to turn green, so I had to clean that off. But yeah, I love this guitar, really digging it. And this is going to be my N4 for a while. And I hope you guys really enjoy this video. Once again, go subscribe, so nobody complains about me not having enough subscribers. But like I said, this is just a YouTube channel for me. I don't take it too seriously. It's not like there's no fancy intros. There's no fancy graphics. It's just me talking about whatever guitars I have at the time. And, me buying, fixing up, selling guitars is something I do on the side for fun. I really love taking these old N4s and cleaning them up and bringing them back to life and finding new homes for them. So, I mean, that's what I do. I don't take this whole YouTube thing too seriously. I think some people take their imaginary YouTube lives a little too seriously, but this is just guitars. That's all we talk about is guitars. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And by the way, I have got like 5 or 6 amazing guitars downstairs that I need to make videos on. So I might want to get to work on that. Have a great day.